So you've been looking into infinite banking, and there's a bunch of stuff on YouTube about it. And it's mostly put out by the agents that actually help you with these types of policies, which is cool. It's good. It's all good stuff. We know it. We use it.
Yeah.
However, there's also some downfalls, some big ones at that. And if you're not understanding what happens and how to work these things so to set yourself up properly, you could get taken advantage of. And today we're going to break down Brian's own experience with how things didn't necessarily work out in his favor so that you can learn from us and not have this happen to you when you start something like infinite banking, cash flow banking, or be your own banker. Hey everybody, I'm Matt.
And I'm Brian, and we're the Predictable Wealth Advocates. And what we do is we help ambitious millennials like yourself create a predictable financial future without sacrificing their current lifestyle.
And today, we're going to have Brian share his story, which probably wasn't your favorite moment in your life, but it's an important one and something you guys should understand if you're considering taking this next step. Without further ado, tell us a little bit about your story and what happened.
Yeah, so when I was, 24 or so years old, I had a friend that said, hey, you need to meet with my dad. He does insurance. And I kind of obliged to go meet with him, as a personal favor. Okay, cool, I'll check it out. So he gave me the pitch on how I can buy insurance. And, this person I trusted because, number one, he was older. Number two, he was making a decent amount of money at the time. So I was like, I'm going to listen to somebody who makes a lot of money. And then number three, he knew things, or at least there was financial jargon that sounded like he knew what he was talking about. So I'm like, of course he knows more than I do. If he's pitching me this, it probably makes sense for me to move forward with. And I was a little hesitant because I was like, well, why do I really need insurance? And he's like, well, you can actually become your own banker and use it. And he explained a little bit about the concept. I was like, oh, well, that sounds cool.
Just enough to be dangerous.
Just enough to be dangerous. So I moved forward with it. I got started with it. I'm going to trust this person. I'm going to move forward with it. I had no idea what type of policy was. I had no idea there was a difference between term, whole life, universal life, variable life. I mean, we could go on. I have no idea. But I signed the dotted paper because I think this is going to be a good thing for me in my future moving forward. So fast forward 3 years, I meet some people who are really infinite banking experts and they really know their stuff. And I come to find out that the policy that I was set up with wasn't the right type of policy or the ideal type of policy to do infinite banking with. So
Which is common, super common.
Very common. So I had no cash value in it. I thought I had cash value in it. And the other thing too is the person that set me up with it, I never heard from them again or got any kind of education on how to actually become your own banker or use this for the benefits that he mentioned, which
he got paid. He
got paid. And that's what happens a lot is just you sell a policy onto the next one, sell a policy onto the next one. And that's why, you and I are so big into connect with somebody who's not just going to sell you a policy. Get the right policy, yes. Get it structured right, yes. But what's behind that? What's the education behind that so you can really make the progress that you want to make? Anyways, so at the end of the day, I canceled the policy. I put, it wasn't a significant amount, maybe $3,000 into it over a course of 3 or 4 years. But still, it's $3,000. What would that be worth today? Or what's that compounding effect what would it be worth 20, 30, 40 years from now? But all the point being, I just trusted a person. They set me up. I thought I could become my own banker, but it wasn't the right type of thing with the right type of support. And we just don't like it. We don't want other people to experience that.
Correct. And it's not the agent is a bad person.
Correct.
One, maybe they don't know enough, which is actually the most common thing. They just don't understand. They heard or they attended a weekend seminar and now they're quote unquote an expert and they're getting you to purchase a policy that they don't even understand fully themselves.
Right.
Okay. And number two, maybe they just sense an opportunity to make some money. They've got a family to feed and they just want to make some money. So
for sure. And infinite banking, the people who set you up properly, they typically earn 50 to 70% less commission than selling a regular whole life policy. And so the incentive to sell you a policy where they're going to make more money, it's definitely there, but the right infinite banking agents, they just make less.
And the more you understand about this, the less likely you are to make the mistakes we've made. And we'll share more of our stories as we go because it doesn't end there. I mean, we got plenty of experiences. That's why we're doing this because it's common for people to get involved in this. It's just not a lot of information out there. You got anything else to fill in on that?
I've had friends that I've referred other people to, and just similar experiences. They got set up with something that maybe it was a good policy, but they just have zero idea how to use it. And that's where the inspiration really came from. Is we just want people to maximize this great foundational asset for what it can be.
Right. And so if you're sitting there at home and you're thinking, yeah, I want to do this. I'm concerned. I don't want to go down these pitfalls. We get it. That's why we're doing what we're doing. Make sure you check out our other YouTube videos. Check out our masterclass. And we'll check you on the next one. Thank you for watching. yeah, it's like everything that they say could be true
Yeah.
until you meet somebody like or somebody like that who's like, oh, by the way,
Mm-hmm. That
that's
lays
not
it
how
out.
it works. And this is
Completely
what happens with most people. This is what we see. Because I had no idea.